Hi everyone, sorry I haven't made a video for a while. I've just been sorting a few things out, trying to get the right medications for my ADHD, trying a few different things, which is what I want to talk about in this video actually, guys. I want to talk about medications for ADHD, because so far I've tried two. I've tried dexamphetamine, which is basically a legal form of speed, which was quite good. I loved that. It did last around about 12 hours though, so if you do have that, or you're given that by your doctor, be aware to take it very early in the morning, okay, because it will keep you awake at night because it lasts so long. But that gave us an amazing sense of well-being because it's basically speed, and anyone who's took amphetamine before, the illegal version of it, you'll know that it is designed to increase dopamine and gives you an amazing sense of well-being. I think it's amazing for people with ADHD. I think it's amazing for people even with energy dysfunctions like ME, things like that. Obviously I'm not saying take it illegally, but try and get the legal drugs, which is like dexamphetamine, and there's a few other drugs which is like Adderall. I think that contains amphetamine. I'm not sure, I think it does. But here in England the version of Adderall is called Ritalin. Now Ritalin I've tried recently, okay, just a few days ago I had a 5mg tablet, which is the lowest dose, and I've tried it 2 days now, and it's absolutely amazing. To me it was better than the dexamphetamine because it only lasts 6 hours and you can still sleep on a night because it's worn off by the time you go to bed. Some people take 2 a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Me, I personally just like to take 1 in the afternoon, so it lasts most of the day. This is basically, I don't think it's got amphetamine in, but it works in a different way to increase your dopamine in your brain, which is amazing for ADHD. The differences with me were vast. I literally took this Ritalin tablet and after 1 hour it had peaked, and after that point for the next like 4 hours I was just really focused. It was as if the ADHD had disappeared, because normally with ADHD you'll go out and you'll have all these negative emotions just come up, and it's very hard to deal with them sometimes, especially if you see people around you, because you're very empathetic when you've got ADHD, and if you see, say, 2 people having an argument, you'll feel the emotions of them, okay, especially if one person's being a bit harsh to the other person, you'll feel the other person's emotions and you'll just want to step in and just tell them it's okay. And if you can't do that, you kind of feel this horrible emotion from, like, say the solar plexus here and the heart and the mind. You have like negative thoughts a lot when you've got ADHD, and one negative thought when you wake up in the morning can put you in a negative spiral for the rest of the day. But with Ritalin, when I took that, it kind of took away all these negative feelings, and it was just amazing. I just felt like I could be my true self. Like I was literally looking everywhere, a little bit like I took the Limitless pill or something, and I was just seeing everything, and I was feeling love. Instead of feeling fear here, I was feeling love here. In the heart chakra opened up, I was feeling love for everyone. I felt less depressed. I had no anxiety. I felt like I could do anything, okay, which is one of the main effects of these drugs. Some people would say this is bad because obviously when you don't take it you don't feel that and you'll want that high again. But this is when it's important to kind of be careful with dosage, guys. Like literally don't take any more than 5mg per day if you're on this shit, okay? Because I think the average here in England or America is between 10 and 30mg a day, which to me is way too much. Like I might be wrong about this, guys, I don't know, because I'm quite sensitive to anything. I can just have a coffee and feel high. But if you take high doses, you're going to have more of a drop afterwards, you see. You're going to have a bit of a downer the day after. And this is what you want to try and avoid with these drugs, because that's what makes you addicted to them. And I wouldn't recommend taking them every day either, guys. I would recommend taking 1 tablet probably like twice a week, something like that. I wouldn't take them every single day, because your tolerance level is going to build up, and then you're going to have to increase your dose, and the more you increase your dose, the more down you're going to feel after them. So there is a few negatives to these things, but overall, as long as you're careful with the dosage, taking something like Ritalin is unbelievable. Okay, like it literally is unbelievable. You can be your true self when you've got ADHD. It takes away all your fear, anxiety, it gives you confidence, it allows you to have better conversations with people without feeling their emotions too much, and kind of having these blank moments, which is something I'm going to talk about in future videos with ADHD, because us with ADHD have these blank moments in your brain, and these are quite hard to describe. I don't think everybody gets these. I think it's just people with ADHD, because somebody in the comments on my last video mentioned this actually. They said that now and again the mind just goes totally blank and they just have to wait for it to come back to normal again. Well, what I want to tell you guys is that's normal with ADHD. Like, I've had this all my life. I'll be thinking about something 1 second and then all of a sudden I'll just go blank, as if everything's been erased from my memory, and I'm like, whoa, okay, what was I talking about there? Everything just went blank, and then eventually it just comes back in. But I think this is part of ADHD. But I didn't get this on Ritalin. They took that away, and yeah, it was just amazing. But I'm going to make a future videos about ADHD and all these different kind of things that happen to us that's not talked about in the mainstream, because you have to remember, a lot of these doctors who are creating and prescribing these drugs for ADHD, although they're doing a very good job, they don't understand ADHD fully, because a lot of them don't have it. Like, you only understand ADHD fully if you've got it, which is why I think people who have ADHD should be working with doctors, working with these pharmaceutical companies, to actually advise them more on some of the benefits of these drugs, and what things happen with ADHD and things like that, and test the drugs, etc. Which I would be very happy to do, to be honest, because the drugs I've tried so far have been like a massive improvement on ADHD, and it even goes to points where if somebody's just suffering from depression and they don't have ADHD, if they take these drugs like Ritalin, that would cure their depression, like literally. Like, that's how good I think they are, as long as they're careful with them, because everything has to be done in moderation. Now, some people who take Adderall in ADHD say that they get jittery. It's not for everyone, okay? Some people might get a bit jittery. Some people might already be very focused, or too focused, and then this makes them too much. Like, some people can't even have coffee, whereas me, I feel coffee in a positive way. Some people feel coffee in a negative way. So if you're one of those people who feels coffee in a negative way, these drugs are not for you, okay? You need a downer more than an upper kind of medication, something that relaxes you, like cannabis, something like that, rather than something that makes you more focused, like amphetamines and Adderall, etc. And some people report that having coffee on these medications makes them too jittery as well. But with me, when I had a coffee on Adderall, it just made the Adderall even better. It just made the experience even better. And I kind of felt love for everyone. It was like I could see everything happening, but normally what I see kind of interferes with my emotions, and I find it very hard to deal with what's going on in the world. But on Ritalin, I saw everything happening, but I saw it with a sense of love rather than with a sense of fear. So it kind of takes away that fear from you, makes you more confident and loving, so you can be your true self. Because I think a lot of us with ADHD we go very deep, and we see the problems in the world which other people don't see, and because we see these problems and other people don't, we feel a bit of an outsider, because we want to fix these problems, but we know we've got no power to fix a lot of these problems, which causes these negative emotions. But what these substances do, like Ritalin and Adderall, etc., they kind of give us they take away the fears and the anxiety to an extent where we can be our true selves, and we can even go out there in the world with confidence on these substances and actually help the world, rather than feeling too much fear to kind of step up and say something about things happening, for someone to react negatively to it, and we can do that with confidence, and then actually start making a difference in the world, which is what I think we need to do on a deep kind of esoteric level, But this is another story, guys. I'll be making future videos about this, about the reasons for ADHD and some of these blank moments we get. But that's for another video, guys. But the main things I wanted to discuss in this video was basically just the medications for ADHD, like Ritalin, dexamphetamine, are amazing. I haven't tried Adderall yet, but I'm presuming Adderall is quite similar. That's the American form of Ritalin. And I just want to say, guys, just be careful when you're taking them. Don't take more than 5 milligrams to start with, and don't take them every day. That's my advice. You might find it okay to take them every day, but I would just take them 2 times a week to start with, or days when you're having a really bad day, take one. Some days you'll wake up with ADHD and you'll feel some negativity coming in you, and you'll feel all these horrible emotions, and you'll be like, oh no, I can't deal with today. If you have a day like that, take one, because that'll totally switch it and your day will go from horrible to amazing. Use it for instances like that to kind of change the energy, but try not to take them every day, because I think you will get a tolerance to them, and then that can lead to future problems. So be very careful, guys. And that's it for this video. Basically, I'd like you guys to tell me what you've tried for ADHD, what medications worked for you. If you've tried Ritalin, Adderall, dexamphetamine, any of these ADHD meds, let us know how you got on with them, because I'll be interested to hear that. I'm still experimenting with them myself, but I know they're amazing. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Please subscribe. Be back soon with another video. Have a nice day.